What is up, guys, and welcome back to a Raw review for the 3rd. I'm looking at my computer date just to make sure it was right. The 3rd of the 7th, 2017. Or if you're a UK fan like me that stays up until 4 a.m. in the morning to watch these, then it's the 4th of July. And to my American viewers, happy Independence Day, or as us UK people know it, happy John Cena Returns Day. Do. Now, before I get started, I do want to say one thing about WWE. If there's any way that you can make these Raws earlier, like, please do so. When it's daylight saving for a 2-week period or whatever over here, before they do it in the US, Raw starts at 12, and I can't tell you how much better I feel when Raw finishes at 3, or SmackDown Live, as it does now, finish at 3, compared to when it finishes at like 4. Look at my eyes, man. It's crazy. Nonetheless, tonight was a good show. So we're going to get started reviewing that, and we are going to really give you my best opinions on each and every segment. We're going to try and break it down the best we can. I did take notes during the show. If I've forgotten anything, don't forget to tweet me and tell me what I have bloody forgotten, and we can go from there. But the show started off, I believe, a recap of all the stuff that happened with Enzo Amore and Big Cass. And basically, damn. This is the thing here, man. That match, I'm hyped for that match. Enzo has been great on the stick since this whole split. Big Cass hasn't been as good, but he never was. We'll see where he comes. They cut to a backstage thing of Big Cass actually talking smack, saying he was always a star after Enzo said he was a walking talking catchphrase. Enzo actually, for once, gets the beat down on Big Cass. And then this thing actually breaks down. And there wasn't a lot that went through the segment, but it was all that was needed. Before we go to break, Sasha Banks and Bayley make their entrance. They will be teaming up with Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss, I believe. Dude, I don't want to get onto negativity. The match was good, right? First of all, I besmirched WWE's booking from last week because I didn't believe that Nia Jax should have been made to tap out. But I am happy that it was Alexa Bliss that tapped out this week, because she's the champ. To an extent, she doesn't need to look strong. The fact that she got the title around her waist or over her shoulder does that prominently and significantly enough for her, you could argue. Then, from that point onwards, it's fair game. Sasha looked strong because she was the one to make Bliss tap, obviously, and Nia, they're protecting her enough by not making her tap out this week. That is fine. I understand some people said that I went a bit overboard like last week, saying you shouldn't have made Nia tap when you know, she already fought off 5 competitors. So obviously she has somewhat of an excuse. But again, to that I say there was still the opportunity for a count-out win for Sasha Banks. Like, you should always go down the route that protects your superstars the most, even if it protects, you know, even if it protects them a little bit too much, or perhaps, you know, Sasha don't look as strong. But as I said, she made Alexa Bliss tap out this week. And does anyone actually believe with this little build-up that Alexa's actually going to lose the title at Great Balls of Fire? I hope she does, because, to be honest, I believe Sasha Banks does deserve another crack at the whip. I think that she wasn't dealt with fairly last year. She isn't my favorite superstar on the women's roster, but, you know, she has done enough during her almost 2 years now. Wow, yeah, she came up about this time in 2015. Yeah, in her 2 years almost on the main roster, fucking hell, that makes me feel old. She has done enough to really at least make me think that she deserves another crack at the whip. The only bad thing from this is Bayley was seemingly injured. I don't think it was real. I think it was a storyline injury. But damn, you've been hearing reports of like Bayley having a diminished role, or a smaller role, as they put it, on Raw, right? And damn, why? Like, why? She's doing perfectly fine. At least get her in a feud with someone. No, instead she can't even finish a match. God damn it, WWE. Down. Like, really? Down. So Braun Strowman was backstage talking to Kurt Angle, and he was like, Roman Reigns ain't going to be here tonight, which means, in WWE language, of course Roman Reigns is going to be here. In fact, he'll probably be there at the end of the show. But nonetheless, Braun Strowman said he wants competition, and he put his hands on Kurt Angle, which I thought was quite good. Eventually, we're going to get a situation where like too many people put their hands on Kurt, and it all leads to Kurt getting back in the ring or something like that. We then get a large promo, like a recap, a build up for Lesnar and Joe. And dude, they got Lesnar in the arena. Seemingly, they should do more stuff with him. But I thought it was decent for what it was. But still, man, whenever you got him there, you pay him so much money, make more of it, without a shadow of a doubt. The Purple Rope Dudes, as I like to call them, next. There was a cruiserweight match with Noam Dar versus, is it Cedric Alexander? Jesus Christ. Noam Dar lost with the lumbar check, I think it's called. Cedric Alexander's finishing move. Great looking finishing move, though. He lost because of Alicia Fox basically had a failed distraction. I mean, dude, I appreciate they're trying to do something with the cruiserweights. I do, like, but keep putting stupid storylines like this on Raw, and this is why nobody watches 205 Live. Like, even the IC title feud, did we even see Akira Tozawa this week? I don't even think we did. Like, so why are we meant to care? And then, like, we find out later on the Cruiserweight Championship match, unless I'm mistaken or unless they have changed it, that the Cruiserweight Championship match is going to be on the pre-show. Like, come on, man. Me and my friend Sham had this debate. Like, he said, stupidly, in my opinion, that Enzo and Big Cass should be on the bloody pre-show. No, dude, they should not be on the pre-show. How can you put Enzo and Cass on the pre-show? But then he said to me, yeah, but the Cruiserweight Championship is on the pre-show. How can you put a championship on the pre-show? And I agree with him, but god damn it, why does anything need to be on the pre-show? Why can't there just be a random match with Kurt Hawkins and someone on the pre-show? Those who obviously watch the pre-show either don't have the network or have the network anyway and want to watch it, and those that won't watch it anyway. So you're not really losing or winning anything. Take a breath, Luke. You've outdone yourself there. Miz TV up next, and Miz buries those dudes from last week. Lenzo Ball, fucking Lotso Ball, and fucking, I don't know, Toy Story Ball. I don't know the name. LeBar Ball, fucking Lonzo Ball, and Lorenzo. I don't know. Like, they called it a controversial segment, and like they're all going on like, oh yeah, it was controversial because like it was the Miz and this guy was beefing, and like they showed like little clips of like how various news outlets were saying, oh, it was hilarious, it was funny. WWE, don't kid yourself. Maybe some people find it funny, but we know the real reason why it was controversial. And yeah, so no. He then went on to say how every time Dean was a main eventer, he failed. Like, he was meant to be the breakout star from the Shield. Really a good promo, but like, you can't help but feel it's worked for management, bro. Everything that people have said to Dean Ambrose over the past year, since he got the title, since arguably that match with Lesnar, people backstage just don't rate Dean Ambrose, yet they rate him enough to bring him over to Raw in the Superstar Shake-Up, when we all know whether it is or not, it's debatable, but we all know Vince sees Raw as the A show. So it's really that kind of like, I don't know, it's really a kind of weird conundrum. Because if a guy is lazy and if a guy don't do enough, then like, why bring him over to Raw? And then why do I constantly hear stories of him working like maybe 2 main events a night, working the hardest on house shows, covering for people on house shows, live events as they're called now, and stuff like that? It's a weird one. It's most certainly a weird conundrum for Dean Ambrose. I'm sure he feels it, but probably he looks like the kind of cool cat where it wouldn't bother him I think we did have, however, Dean Ambrose and The Miz announced for Great Balls of Fire for the title, I believe. Heath Slater then comes out, which I thought was quite good, and said, "Listen, you ain't the latest person to beat The Miz. It was me, so I deserve an IC title shot." Kurt Angle comes out and grants him that, which I thought was great. I'm really happy for Heath Slater getting some TV time. His work beginning actually around this time last year for those like 3-4 months was absolutely stellar. It was really good. It's just a shame that they never really continued to pursue that after Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, or Randy Orton and Luke Harper won the WWE SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. I just wish that he would have perhaps gotten a little bit more momentum of it. But man, if they seem to keep this up, it's all right. Obviously, obviously Heath lost the match. In the end, I think Miz hit Skull Crushing finale or something. I don't really know, man. I was mainly paying attention to Maurice on the outside, if I'm being completely truthful with you. But it was a good match. It lasted longer than I thought it would, and it did good things for Heath Slater. Post-match, The Miz and his Miztourage, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, who seem to have forgotten that they were arguing and they were hating each other a couple of months ago. But, you know, WWE logic, I suppose that's okay. They helped The Miz attack Dean Ambrose post-match. So you could argue maybe Ambrose is going to win back the title. The Miz went over strong on the go-home show. Maybe that's the way it used to work. Goldust then presented his Shattered Truth movie for real this time. It was like it was basically a recap of last week, and then when we come back to the live feed, R-Truth is standing behind Goldust. He attacks him, and yeah, man, it's all right. At least Goldust is on prominently on TV, man. I would love Goldust and Miz to have a brief feud. I know they're both heels, but Goldust could be like, "You're not a real A-lister. I was an A-lister before you was even born," or something to that effect. Like, you don't know what real movies are. I'm going to show you a real movie, and then get really freaky on him and like rub his fucking self and kick him in the balls with the Shattered Dreams and proper 90s Goldust. Because why not? If Goldie's close to retiring, then why don't we have good old heel Goldust from back in the day? One more IC title run, because a lot of you younger viewers may not remember. For me, Goldust was almost synonymous with the IC belt in the Attitude Era and both briefly before that. Next up, we did have Seth. He beat Kurt Hawkins in pretty much even quicker than last week. He then cut a promo on Bray and said, "Listen, at Great Balls of Fire, you're going to be proven as a coward." I don't know why these two are fighting. Just get it over and done with. Don't continue it after Great Balls of Fire. Seth Rollins is probably going to win. If he does, I mean, what more can we expect from Bray? Even at this point, if Bray wins, maybe he's too far gone. Like, what happened to that feud he's meant to have with Finn Balor? Like, oh, don't do my nut, man. Bray Wyatt was champion in February, even in March. That is only, what, well, April, May, June. All right, 4 months ago. But still, God damn it, it's not that long ago. People don't have that short of memory, do they? This guy held the most prestigious belt in all of WWE, in all of the world even, just a couple of months ago. Don't make it so hard for him to get back over again. Done. Finished. Nonetheless, I don't know, man. We do get a proper backstage segment this time. It was an interview segment between Brock and Joe. You could see why WWE want Heyman to talk for Brock a lot of the time during this segment, but at the same time, that mystique that Brock doesn't talk very much allows segment like this for when he does talk to come off really well. We then have Samoa Joe get pissed. He goes to find Brock, eventually does, but then particularly, or as usual, predictively, I must say, he suddenly has tens, thousands of security. No, you can't fight. And like Brock's just there saying, "Come on," and Joe's like, "I'm going to kill you. How does that even end? Like, show us how that ends. Like, when we come back from commercial, we cut to commercial before the proper end of this segment, in my opinion. When we come back from commercial, show us how it ends. Show us like Joe being dragged away by security and Lesnar like just walking out the door or something. Like what? Are we just meant to believe it ended with Joe saying, "I'm going to kill you, I'm going to knock you out," or something? Like, come on, man! Like these little bits make it feel a little bit more real. But I'm ready for the match. This week done nothing to make me more ready for the match, but I'm ready for the match nonetheless. I'm quite happy with it. I believe the Cruiserweights came out again with Mustafa Ali versus Neville. Neville won predictably with the Rings of Saturn, I believe. Ali got some good offense in, but the King of the Cruiserweights remains so. Up next, we did have Bray Wyatt cut a promo from somewhere in the desert. When will WWE learn that Bray Wyatt's character isn't actually like anyone that's supernatural? He isn't like an Undertaker character, but he was a cult leader. Like, why can't he just play? And a lot of people don't realize this, and a lot of people probably don't even think it because, like, excuse me, because like they only really have seen one iteration of Bray Wyatt, or you know, they really only believe the kind of Bray Wyatt that they see on Raw, but he isn't supernatural. His original character was like that of a cult leader, like literally, like just. And he hasn't. How could he be a cult leader when he ain't even got a cult? No Eric Rowan, no Luke Harper. All right, Randy Orton. We all knew that was gonna fuck up, but no Randy Orton. And it's mental. He's a cult leader who can't get anyone to join his cult. Like, there was an excellent video made by somebody that I can't remember. I'm sorry. Like, honestly, go check it out and you'll see it's made by them. There's this video of like Bray Wyatt saying things like, I don't know, for example, it's like, Roman Reigns, your end is near, man. And then like basically he gets speared by Roman Reigns 1, 2, 3. I don't know. Dean Ambrose, the time for you is over, man. Dirty deeds, and he loses the feud. Like it's stuff like that. I'm gonna win the Royal Rumble. I'm gonna be the better line, and then he gets eliminated. And it's like, fuck me. Like, damn, he's lost so many feuds. I actually think he's only won one of the major feuds he's been in the whole of his like WWE tenure. It's crazy. Up next, we really did have a good match, and I ain't got many notes on this because I was actually very busy watching it. It was a great match. Cesaro versus Finn Balor. The Hardys were on commentary. There was loads of back and forward action. I really did believe Finn Balor would lose this match because of a distraction from the Drifter, Elias Sampson, who, yes, is still a part of Raw. He comes out. Finn Balor kind of does like kind of a tope suicida over the rope onto everybody, and it ends in a bit of a brawl and a breakdown. And Finn Balor, like, I think Matt Hardy hits the twist of fate on the Drifter on the outside. Sheamus and Jeff Hardy are beefing. Finn Balor then hits that like running kick he normally does into the turnbuckle, into the barricade, rolls Cesaro into the ring, and then hits the coup de grace for a win. Now, that might not sound like a lot happened, but goodness gracious, Lord Almighty, that's what a match should be. Good old balls to the walls, man. They were working stiff as well. Cesaro with them uppercuts, man. It really makes you feel like good shit is about to happen. Alexa Bliss got interviewed backstage as she was making her way out of the arena, asking, you know, do you believe that Sasha Banks beating you tonight is foreshadowing for Sunday? She's like, of course not. It was strategy. The interviewer was then like, nobody believes that. Maybe there's a little bit of tension there. I don't know a lot about, what's her name, Charlie Caruso, but can she wrestle? Is she training in NXT? You know what? Another woman on the roster wouldn't be bad news. But then again, we didn't even see Emma or anybody this week, so maybe it would. Fuck me. WWE needs to make more use of great talents like Emma. I mean, Paige ain't come back yet, and she might not be after she was apparently spotted at TNA's Slammiversary wearing a mask supporting Del Rio. But hey, we don't fucking know, man. We don't fucking know. Braun Strowman comes out for the end of Raw and calls out competition. Titus ONeil then comes out, and I thought, what the fuck is this? But it was actually a pretty decent segment. He then ushers Apollo Crews out, and the Titus brand worldwide, or whatever it's called, Titus International, is going to take out Braun Strowman. And dude, Apollo Crews did get fucked, but he was actually, technically speaking, on the main event of Raw. It was good for Titus ONeil. It was good for Apollo Crews. And the only thing I worry about is, will people remember this in a couple of years' time if Apollo Crews somehow does make it to that upper echelon, that level? But Apollo Crews got some offense in. He actually had Braun Strowman off his feet. I mean, okay, he don't have a victory over Braun Strowman like Kalisto does, because fuck you, WWE. But you know, damn, he had some offense in. He hit a nice insecurity. There was a fucking brilliant spot where he went for his standing moonsault and like Strowman mule kicked him straight out of the. And at that point, if I'm Titus ONeil, if that's my friend in there, I'm gonna pull him out and throw in the towel, man. He got free thanks to Titus ONeil. Well, not thanks to Titus ONeil, but Titus ONeil could have prevented 3 running power slams on the dude, man. He then puts, I think it was Apollo Crews, was it? I mean, in the ambulance after Titus ONeil actually gets in, then defends him, and then gets his ass kicked. He put one of them in the ambulance. I'm not going to say they all look the same because that sounds incredibly racist, but to be honest, I wasn't looking at that. I knew fucking Roman Reigns was going to jump out of the ambulance, so that's why I didn't know who it was. I was focusing on the front because I knew Roman was in the fucking front of the ambulance. Then, of course, predictably, Roman Reigns is in the front of the ambulance, jumps out, attacks Braun, and actually doesn't get all of the offense in, but it ends with a huge spear off the kind of stage, which obviously would have meant more years ago when the stage was actually high and not like just a step down like it is now. But you know, each to their own. And the brilliant thing about this is that even though Roman Reigns, technically speaking, is standing tall at the end of the show, by the time Raw went off the air, you could see Braun Strowman still on his feet. So it keeps the monster aura alive, keeps it looking good. I am intrigued for Great Balls of Fire. Not really for any other matches apart from the Joe Lesnar match, but there's going to be some good matches there. Like, Roman and Braun will actually be decent, but I feel like Braun should win, but he probably isn't because there's rumors of Lesnar and Reigns being pushed forward to SummerSlam instead of like WrestleMania now. A lot of people are actually saying that Undertaker may come in and fight Reigns for the title in a career versus title situation. I've heard that rumor mentioned a few times. But dude, it was a good Raw. It weren't great. It weren't terrible. The 3 hours really do hurt it though. Because like, there were some moments that were clearly filler to fill up that extra hour. We don't need it. SmackDown has shown what a constructive show you can put in 2 hours. Hell, even 2.5 hours wouldn't actually be that bad. Would it even really be that bad if you lose half an hour worth of TV? I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think, especially to us UK fans. It isn't great, and it hurts us. It hurts me. But I'm glad you've enjoyed this review. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed, don't forget to leave a rate, comment, and subscribe. For now, guys, I'm taking a look. I'm out. Thank you.